Live from James C. Fox Field, you're watching college baseball on LHSN as the number 4 team in the country, Lynchburg Hornets, play host to the Randolph-Macon Yellowjackets, receiving votes in the latest top 25 poll. Going to be an exciting battle between the Yellowjackets and the Hornets. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in on your Tuesday afternoon. TJ Wingert here, take you through all the action. Lynchburg coming off a weekend sweep against Washington and Lee. Meanwhile, Randolph-Macon has won 3 in a row and 8 of their last 9. And this is a heavyweight fight at the top of the ODAC. Taking the bump for the Hornets in a big-time game, Jack Batchmore, left-handed arm from the Northern Virginia region. This becomes his 8th appearance on the season, 4th start. He's tossed 20 2/3 so far this year. Opponents hitting just 200 against. 25 strikeouts to 4 walks, 1.31 ERA this season for Batchmore. And he'll go toe-to-toe with a high-octane Randolph-Macon offense team that's hitting north of 350 so far this season. Leading things off is the center fielder Spencer Petrzinski, followed by Hunter Cole with 6 home runs this season, then Ethan Iannuzzi, and in the cleanup spot, the first baseman Miles Webb. And this becomes the first meeting of the season between these two squads. Batchmore throwing his last few warm-up tosses. Most recent appearance for Batchmore was over the weekend, tossing 2 scoreless frames in Game 2 of a doubleheader against Washington and Lee. All-time series history. Lynchburg's won 3 of the last 4. Before that, Randolph-Macon had won 6 straight. And it's a battle between 2 of the top 3 teams in the ODAC preseason poll. Lynchburg picked to win the ODAC. Randolph-Macon picked to finish in 3rd. Batchmore toes the rubber. Petrzinski in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch swinging, cut on and missed, and we are underway. Petrzinski, 357 average to start the season. Falls behind in the count, 0-2. It's a Randolph-Macon offense hitting 353 on the season, a 449 OBP, slugging percentage up and over 600. As the breaking ball goes back to the screen. All that amounts to Randolph-Macon 12-3 on the season, 3-1 in conference play, currently 3rd in the ODAC standings. Lynchburg leading the way at a perfect 4-0 mark in conference play, sitting atop the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. Still an 0-2 count. Petrzinski working against Batchmore. Last start for Batchmore came on March 8th in a 1-0 loss for Lynchburg at Averett. And Batchmore starts today with a forward-facing K, sending Petrzinski back to the dugout. That'll bring Hunter Cole to the left-hand batter's box. Noted it a moment ago, Cole leading the ODAC, 6 home runs this season, 24 ribbies to go with it. Sees the first pitch breaking ball and swings through it. Start the count at 0-1. And the pop comes on top of a 509 average, slugging percentage up and over 1,000, OBP around 600. Cole sends this the other way and into left field. Cole has been a force to be reckoned with this season, and he has the first hit of the day for Randolph-Macon.
Now batting, left fielder number 1, Ethan Iannuzzi.
Second team all-conference bat, Ethan Iannuzzi, steps to the plate. Decent lead from first for Cole. Southpaw set. First pitch fastball. In for a strike to Iannuzzi. Right-handed hitter. 373 average so far this season. 8 doubles. Couple triples. 3 home runs to go with it. Talking about Cole over at first. 5 for 5 on stolen base opportunities. 0-1. High and outside. Give you the defensive alignment for the Hornets. The catcher today for Batchmore is Holden Fiedler. The rest of the infield from left to right has Gavin Collins at the hot corner, Ryan Long at short, P.J. Alvanos at second, Garrett Jackson Getting the start at first. In the outfield from right to left is Cam Lane in right, Carson Atkins in center, with Avery Neves starting in left. Throw over back with plenty of time is Cole. Another throw over for Bashmore. It's obviously tough to run against these left-handed pitchers. Bashmore keeping a patient eye on well-rounded player in Cole. We talked about his offensive production. Hasn't been thrown out in the base paths this season. 1-1, elevated and outside. 2 balls and a strike to Iannuzzi. Iannuzzi, a junior from Chesterfield, Virginia, played at Cosby High School. Approximately an hour away from the campus of Randolph-Macon. 2-1, breaking ball, evens the count at 2-2. And it's 3 straight multi-hit showings for Iannuzzi. 2 for 5 showing in the back half of a doubleheader against Washington and Lee, and then a 4 for 5 showing in Game 1 against Guilford, and 3 for 4 in Game 2 of that twin bill. Speaking of that doubleheader against Guilford, Randolph-Macon coming in scorching hot, sweeping that doubleheader, taking Game 1 20-4, then Game 2 24-2. Iannuzzi goes down looking. A couple of strikeouts to start the day for Bashmore. You talk about how hot this Yellowjackets offense has been of late. That makes this first inning that much more impressive for Jack Bashmore. We'll get to see the cleanup hitter and first baseman Miles Webb step to the plate for the first time today. Throw to first. Cole off the bag. Jackson DeLong at second. And Cole in with a head-first slide. It's a stolen base for Cole, his 6th of the season. Maybe not how he planned on obtaining it, but Cole nonetheless in scoring position. RBI opportunity now for Webb. Left on right battle. Nice pitch for Bashmore. Leads the count 0-1. Nine RBIs so far this season for Webb. 356 average. The 0-1, a called strike 2. And talking more about the offense for Randolph-Macon. All 9 starters hitting 258 or better. 7 of the 9 hitting 333 or better. Speaks to the scorching start this Yellow Jacket offense has been on to begin the season. Leg kick, the 0-2. Cut on and missed. Bashmore sets down the hot Yellow Jackets by striking out the side. Hunter Cole's single squandered. He's left stranded at second. We'll step aside and come back with the home half of the first. Get our first look. Lynchburg offense.
Hi, Mara Willis. How are you? Pretty good.
A lot of people go to the universities to find something to be a part of while getting their education. And when you come here, Lynchburg is that something, it becomes a family. It doesn't matter how long ago you had your professor, they still remember you and they remember all of the hard work that you put in. They're always there for you and they always want to do the best that they can to help you succeed. Here you learn how to love one another regardless of what's going on or what you believe. You leave here better than what you came in. It's what this school's really good at doing.
Welcome back to Fox Field, home half the first inning. It's Cam Furman getting the starting nod on the bump for Randolph-Macon. He'll go toe-to-toe with Cam Lane, Logan Webster, and Garrett Jackson to start his day. Fourth start of the season for Furman, 3.60 ERA through 10 innings of action. Opponents are hitting 194 against. First pitch of his afternoon, in for a strike. Cam Lane in the doubleheader against Washington and Lee. Video game type of production, 6 for 8 with 5 RBIs in the twin bill. 0-1 misses outside. More on Furman, 6 strikeouts to 2 walks, so good strikeout to walk ratio, and that's been a trend throughout the season for Randolph-Macon, but not quite as strong a number as Batchmore has. Sent out to second, fielded by Lautenschlager, the throw to first, in time to retire Lane. Give you the defensive alignment for Randolph-Macon. The catcher today for Furman is Lincoln Lubson. The infield from left to right has Carter Johnson at the hot corner, Grayson Bush at short, Aaron Lautenschlager at second making that play, with Miles Webb starting at first. And the outfield from right to left has Hunter Cole in right, Spencer Dentrazinski in center, and Ethan Iannuzzi starting in left. With one down, the DH, Logan Webster, steps to the plate. It's interesting to see Furman working exclusively from the stretch. One pitch, ground ball to short. And there's quickly 2 away. That time it's Bush firing across the diamond to Webb. A couple of ground balls back up the middle. Furman an out away from a 1-2-3 start to his afternoon. To acquire the perfect inning, he'll have to go through the first baseman, Garrett Jackson. It's a 262 average so far this year for Jackson. 7 extra base hits, 4 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. First pitch of the AB, in for a called strike. The 0-1 finds the zone and makes it 0-2. Furman working with a fair amount of pace, and that is one of the advantages of working exclusively from the stretch, cutting down some of the motion of a full windup. 0-2 elevated, and because of that, picking up the tempo that you have on the bump. Furman, a junior from the Midlothian area, went to Midlothian High School. Former Trojans set at the belt. Comes to the plate, sent towards right field line. Ranging over, the catch is made by Hunter Cole for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 start to the afternoon for Cam Furman. We're through 1, still looking for our first run today. Coming back with the top of the second, you're watching Randolph-Macon and Lynchburg on LHSN. Top of the second inning, Will Haas to lead things off, followed by Carter Johnson, then Aaron Lautenschlager. Due to the plate, and if any were to reach, we'll see the 8-hole hitter Lincoln Lubson. Batchmore faced the minimum +1, struck out the side. The lone runner to reach was a single from Hunter Cole. First pitch of inning number 2, misses outside. Batchmore works quickly, gets a slow rolling ground ball, left side, backhanded by Long. A throw to first in time to retire Haas for out number 1. So following up the 1-2-3 bottom of the first, tossed by Cam Furman, in which the Yellow Jacket starter pitched to soft contact, couple ground balls up the middle and a fly ball to right. Patchmore channels some of the similar energy and starts off the second with the ground ball. Now we'll go left on left against Carter Johnson. Love the no batting glove approach for Yellow Jackets third baseman. Falls behind in the count to start, 0-1. Johnson a .366 average so far this season. Double, triple, couple home runs to go with it. Sends this one foul, first base side. Wind up in the 0-2, left outside. These midweek games have caused the Hornets a little bit of trouble, but they've been stellar when playing at home. How about 11-0 this season playing on Fox Field? Sent back to Batchmore. Underhand toss to first. Good for out number 2. Building off that point, 11-0 at home, 1-3 on the road, though, for Lynchburg. And those losses away from the home confines include the 1-0 loss against Averett, as well as the loss last Tuesday at Greensboro, 8-7. That loss to the Pride. Earlier today, the newest top 25 poll was released. Lynchburg reaching a new program best, number 4 team in the country. And now looking for the midweek victory to serve as the cherry on top. Lautenschlager at the plate. First AB for the second baseman. Pitch misses high and outside. Middle infielder hitting .333 so far this year. This becomes his 5th start of the season. Pitch misses downstairs. Randolph-Macon a game back of Lynchburg in the ODAC standings. Hornets the number 1 spot in the conference look, and Randolph-Macon at 3rd. In between is Eastern Mennonite, 4-1 in conference play, 7-9 overall. 3-1, hit hard but foul up the left field line. We'll have a full count. Today serves as a very important one for both sides. Lynchburg looking to stay unbeaten at home and ride the momentum of moving up the top 25 poll. Meanwhile, Randolph-Macon had 13 votes as a top 25 team. A win today against the Hornets would certainly boost their case. Pitch misses outside, and Lautenschlager trots up the first base line, drawing the first walk of the day from Batchmore. And that's just the 5th walk this year surrendered by Batchmore. The lefty has been stellar at commanding the strike zone. 2-out free pass will bring Lincoln Lubson to the plate. First pitch breaking ball, crosses in the inner half. In the early goings of his start, Batchmore's done a stellar job getting out in front of the count. Same could be said about Furman, the 1 inning we've seen so far. The freshman drives this one out towards right center field. It'll split the difference between Atkins and Lane. Rounding third, trying to score on the play. The throw to the plate, not in time. It's an RBI double for Lincoln Lubson, bringing around Aaron Lautenschlager to open today's scoring. Yellow Jackets strike first and lead 1-0.
Now batting, shortstop number 9, Grayson Bush.
Great work for Lubson. Waits on the pitch to get deeper onto the plate. Doesn't try to do too much. Drives it the other way. Finds the right center field alleyway and an RBI to go with it. Final time to the lineup card for Jack Batchmore. He'll go toe-to-toe with the shortstop, Grayson Bush. Alvanos near the bag at second. Now has to range to his left. Fields the slow roller. The throw in time for out number 3. Bush down 4-3 on the first pitch he sees, but damage done for the Yellow Jackets. RBI double for Lincoln Lubson. Makes it 1-0 Randolph-Macon as we step aside and come back. the bottom of the second.
The biggest thing that I've taken from Westover is probably my interactions with faculty. I started working with Dr. Fryer. He's always available for help, and he makes sure that I get to do the experiments and not just be there while he does them. I didn't want to limit myself when I came here to just taking the prereqs for med school. I wanted to get a full, well-rounded education, and I definitely found that in the Westover program. It's given me the opportunity to keep playing soccer at a competitive level, but also it's given me the ability to be a student and to pursue other activities such as EMS. "100% do Westover because it's not something they're going to regret, and it's going to be a lot of work, but so is everything else. It's just going to help build their education that they've already had and make them a better person for it."
Bottom of the second inning, middle portion of the Lynchburg order scheduled to the plate with Avery Neves leading things off, followed by P.J. Alvenos and Gavin Collins. Second inning of work for Cam Furman. First pitch swinging, Neves rolls this to short, fielded by Bush. The throw across the infield in time for out number one. 4 up, 4 down to start the day offensively for Lynchburg. Alvenos steps to plate. He had 5 RBIs on Saturday against the Generals. We talked about the disparity in the top half of the second, about Lynchburg and the record at home versus on the road. And there's some stats that bear a similar story for Randolph-Macon. How about a 2.07 ERA at home, 5.02 on the road? Haven't seen that come to fruition yet for Furman. He's been stellar to start. That is a huge difference in the ERA category and something to keep your eye on throughout the rest of this contest. Shifted towards the pull side is the Randolph-Macon defense against the lefty Alvenos. Wind blowing out towards right center field. That'll aid left-handed bats. And at the time of first pitch, it was roughly 72 degrees, mostly cloudy here in Lynchburg, Virginia. Furman set the 2-1 down below the knees, and Lynchburg a pitch away from having their first base runner aboard. Talked about the difference in home and road ERA for Randolph-Macon. Lynchburg batting average can be a similar stat, 293 at home, 244 on the road. Nice change in speed there for Furman. Misses the bat of Alvenos, works a full count. It's a 270 average so far this year for the second baseman. Popped up. They'll stay in the infield. Adjacent to third base, the catch is made by Carter Johnson. Nice job for Furman, bouncing back after falling behind early in the count. And now we'll take on the struggling Gavin Collins, reigning freshman player of the year in the ODAC a season ago. Out to a 182 average to start this season. First pitch, fastball, dotted up on the outside corner. So due to Collins' struggles, he's moved from the 3 spot where he was at the top of the or beginning of the season at the top of the order, slided down to the 6 hole. Behind on this pitch, now down 0-2. We talked about just 6 strikeouts so far this season for Furman. That has been evident again today. 5 outs. Seen 3 ground balls. And then 2 flyout/pop outs. And now Furman has his first K on the day. Pumps the fastball past Collins, and it's back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings of work for Cam Furman We've made it through 2. Stepping aside, come back with the top of the 3rd. Yellowjackets lead the Hornets 1-0. Top of the 3rd inning. Jack Batchmore retakes the mound for the Hornets so far today. Tossed 30 towards home plate. Now we'll get his second look at the Yellowjackets order, starting with the top of the lineup card. Spencer Petrzinski to lead things off. Takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. After Petrzinski is Hunter Cole, then Ethan Iannuzzi. Southpaw quick into the windup. Pitch nearly in the same spot. Just off the outside corner this time. Run across in the top of the 2nd for Randolph-Macon was an RBI double for Lincoln Lubson. Driving home second baseman Aaron Lautenschlager. And threw up the middle, into left center. Leadoff man is on for Randolph-Macon. It'd be ruled an E6 going against Ryan Long. Becomes the 29th error of the season for Lynchburg. And a game that you know is going to be evenly fought and close the whole way through. Unforced errors, especially to start an inning. Ones that you remember and coaches certainly never forget. Breaking pitch, low and away, cut on and missed. So Petrzinski off from first so far this season. 4 for 4 on stolen base opportunities. Back to the breaking pitch in the left-on-left spot. Another missed bat. The count now to 0-2. A strikeout or a ground ball double play would do wonders here for Batchmore. Catcher Fiedler sets up on the outside corner. Batchmore back to the off-speed mix. Has Cole fishing and goes down good morning, good afternoon, and good night for out number 1 to the 3rd inning. 4th punch out for Batchmore. 1-on-1 down for Iannuzzi. Leg kick tossed to first. Back safely is Petrzinski. So Randolph-Macon winners of 8 of their last 9. The lone loss was a split doubleheader against Washington and Lee. We talked about doubleheader win or sweep against Guilford. 20-plus runs in each of those 2 games. Iannuzzi underneath it. Lazy fly ball center field. Can of corn for Carson Atkins, and there are 2 away. Hornets looking to erase the leadoff error from Ryan Long. Miles Webb looking for the opposite and hoping to prolong the top half of the 3rd. First baseman 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Throw to first. Petrzinski back standing. The throw over. Batchmore keeping a patient eye on a speedy Patrzinski. Today becomes the 83rd all-time meeting between these two squads. Lynchburg 52-29 all-time against the Yellowjackets. 21-13 when playing here on Fox Field. Batchmore clips the outside corner. Batchmore to the plate. Goes fastball. Line drive foul. First base side. Pitcher's count now 1-2. Webb a .356 hitter so far this season. If he were to reach, Will Haas is the man on deck. Including the steal earlier from Hunter Cole, who's now 6 for 6 this season. Randolph-Macon 25 for 30. Stolen base opportunities. Runner takes off, sent along at short. Throw to first in time for out number 3. Runner left on. That runner aboard through a leadoff error. Squandered opportunity for the Yellowjackets. Will step aside and come back with the bottom of the third. Randolph-Macon leads Lynchburg 1-0. Bottom of the third inning, we'll see the bottom third of the Lynchburg order in the form of Ryan Lung, Holden Fiedler, and Carson Atkins. Lynchburg still looking for their first base runner so far this afternoon. It's been 6 up, 6 down against the starter Cam Furman. Fourth start of the year, Furman 2-0 on the year. Yellowjackets ahead 1-0 with that run coming across in the top of the second. Furman toes the rubber. Goes toe-to-toe with Long for the first time today. Shortstop out in front of the first pitch he sees and chops it foul. Long hitting just .154 this season. Has 9 RBIs, including 2 to start the scoring against Washington and Lee in Game 1 of a doubleheader played on Saturday. Pitch misses downstairs to even the count at 1. And any offensive production you get from Long is a plus because he's as sure hand as it gets at short. That said, did have an error to start the top of the third. And Long makes up for it and starts the bottom of the third with the first base runner of the day for the Hornets. That ends the perfect game bid for Furman. And brings up the catcher Holden Fiedler. It's interesting in this spot. 8-hole hitter. Do you consider small ball? We'll see what Coach Lucas Jones up the third base line wants to put together. But Fiedler hitting .289 this season. Not an overly large lead for Long off from first. First pitch to Fiedler. Lands on the outside corner. Lynchburg is a team hitting .278 at the plate this season. Fiedler shows bunt. The two-seamer evades the bat, and Fiedler down in the count 0-2. That's a tough spot. Perfect time to dial up and in fastball for Furman. Able to sneak past the bat of Fiedler. Makes that bunt attempt really uncomfortable as you're squaring around. Now the bunt play almost certainly off the table. The 0-2. Elevated, Fiedler lays off. Furman a pitch away from his second strikeout this afternoon. Lobson sets up on the outside corner. That's where the fastball goes. Back towards the warning track. Laying out, Hunter Cole. Makes a stellar grab for out number 1. That fly ball had more carry than might have looked as it came off the bat. Aided by the wind blowing out towards right field. Cole covers the necessary ground and hits the deck as he makes the warning track grab. Extra base hit, saving defensive play. Good for out number 1, and Carson Atkins steps to plate for the first time today. First pitch swinging, rolled to third. Johnson has his throw offline, and it pulls Lautenschlager off the bag. E5 will move long into scoring position, has Atkins aboard at first. And not only is that costly because it's an out now not on the board, but it's also a play that results in Carson Atkins reaching at first and someone with an abundance of speed to spare. Along a good runner in scoring position at second. The lineup card turns over, sets up a nice run-scoring chance for Lynchburg. Lane 0 for 1 today with a ground out to second. First pitch changeup on the outside corner, knee high. Start the count at 0-1. So now each team with a fielding mishap. 2 hits so far for Randolph-Macon, just 1 for Lynchburg. That came from long to start this bottom half of the third. Pitch misses low and inside. Good job for Lubson, blocking it up, keeping the runners at bay. Lane with 16 RBIs so far this season, tied for third most, behind Collins with 17, and leading the way is Alvanos with 21. Letter high pitch, skied foul left field side. Mentioned in his first at-bat, Lane 5 RBIs on Saturday, 6 for 8 as well against the Generals. Lynchburg here just looking for a base knock to try to tie it up. One, two from Furman. Down and inside Lane. Comes up empty on the swing. Second strikeout today for Furman, and a huge out number 2 to the bottom of the third. So now the RBI opportunity falls to the shoulders of Logan Webster, his 6th start of the year. Just 2 RBIs. Hitting .333 in a smaller sample size compared to the rest of the regular starters for Lynchburg. Down in the dirt, backhanded. Nice scoop up from Lubson. Webster 0 for 1 to start his day. Grounded out to short back in the first. Atkins not held on at first, near the bag at second. Second baseman, Lautenschlager. Rolled back to the bump. And the toss to first in time to retire Webster for out number 3. A pair of runners left on for Lynchburg, and the best scoring chance they've had so far this afternoon. We're 1/3 of the way through. Stepping aside, coming back with the top of the 4th. You're watching Randolph-Macon and Lynchburg on LHSN. Top of the 4th inning, Will Haas to lead things off, followed by Carter Johnson, then Aaron Lautenschlager. Due up in the top half of the 4th inning. Another frame of work for Jack Batchmore. Started a leadoff error, if you want to call it letting up, but leadoff runner reached last inning for the Yellowjackets. Then Batchmore settled down the rest of the way, struck out Hunter Cole, got a fly ball to center field from Iannuzzi, then had Miles Webb ground out to short, get through the inning unscathed. 1-1 count to start against Haas. The DH 0 for 1 with the ground out to short as well. Breaking pitch, misses the bat of Haas, and Batchmore flashes a smile at the end of the play. Pitchers count 1-2. Batchmore leaves this one high and away. And now the 2-2. Drops on the inside corner. Rated R breaking ball for Batchmore. Nets his 5th strikeout on the afternoon.
Third baseman, number 33, Carter Johnson.
Left on left battle. Carter Johnson 0 for 1 with the ground out to first. Showing bunt, laying it up the third base line. Collins charging in. The throw. Short hopped and scooped up by Jackson, who had to step off the bag. Infield single for Carter Johnson. 1-on-1 down. That'll bring Lautenschlager back to the plate. Up the third base line, Ray Hedrick, head coach for Randolph-Macon. Graduated class of 1997 from Randolph-Macon, his 17th season as the head coach. Correction, make that 18th season at the helm. First pitch, knee high, outside corner, and a called strike. Yellowjackets looking for insurance. The 0-1 offering misses outside to even the count. Lautenschlager without an official at-bat, he drew a walk his first time up. Throw over to first. Johnson back in time. So far this season, Randolph-Macon 3-2 when playing on the road. Those games coming against Mary Washington, Christopher Newport, CNU. Sent out towards left center field, laying out. Neves has it hit off the glove. Rounding third, trying to score on the play is Johnson. The throw to the plate. Not in time. Johnson scores, standing at second is Lautenschlager. Randolph-Macon out in front 2-0. And Lincoln Lubson, who drove in the first run of the day with an RBI double his last time up, returns to the plate. And it'll be ruled an RBI double for Lautenschlager. Johnson scoring all the way from first. Batchmore steps off. Lubson looking to make it a multi-run top half of the fourth and garner his second ribby on the day. First pitch swinging, sends it back up the middle. Gloved by Long. He won't make the throw. Infield single for Lincoln Lubson. Puts the catcher at 2 for 2. Fantastic glove work there for Long. It covered a ton of ground. If that ball makes it through to center field, it may well bring home Lautenschlager and make it 3-0 Randolph-Macon. Instead, it's just an infield single. And there's 2 on with 1 down for Grayson Bush. Yellowjackets shortstop grounded out to second on the first pitch he saw last time up. Breaking ball, called strike 1. And a spot here, you'd love to see another ground ball off the bat of Bush if you're a Lynchburg fan. Trying to turn it up the middle, hold the damage at 1 run across. Back to the curveball for Batchmore, this time on the outside corner of the plate, and gets a called strike 2. Meanwhile, other side of the same coin, Randolph-Macon's looking for Bush. Get on base, have the lineup card turn over, and ride that momentum to a potential big top of the 4th inning and get some separation against the Hornets. The 0-2. Left side, Collins to second, the relay to first, not in time. And now they will rule runner's interference as Alvenos had Lubson slide into him. So it is an inning-ending double play, but 1 run across through an RBI double from Aaron Lautenschlager to make it 2-0. Randolph-Macon out front as we step aside and come back, bottom of the 4th.
Look what you're missing. It really don't matter to me. I'm just happy to be here. I might go crazy.
Bottom of the 4th inning after Randolph-Macon tacks on another run and pushes their lead up to 2-0. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning, and Lynchburg will send Garrett Jackson, Avery Neves, and P.J. Alvenos looking for a response. Cam Furman retakes the mound. So far, the righties toss 32 towards home plate. 2 strikeouts, no walks through the 3 frames of action.
Now batting, first baseman, number 21, Garrett Jackson.
Jackson stepping to the plate, 0 for 1 so far today. Flew out to right field his first time up. And taking a step back just in case you missed any of the action. Bottom of the 3rd, Lynchburg had a pair of runners on. Ryan Long reached on a single. Then through an E5, Carson Atkins was aboard. Deep drive to center field. Off the center field wall. Extra bases for Garrett Jackson. Upstanding at second base. The Lynchburg dugout fired up, getting the spark they needed. 5th double of the season for Garrett Jackson. Good for a team best. RBI opportunity for Avery Neves. Man with one swing of the bat. Represents the tying run. But so far, the left fielder 0 for 1. Looking for RBI number 17 of the season. And potentially more. First pitch of the at-bat. Up and inside. So to talk more about the point I started before Jackson's double. Couple runners get on last inning for Lynchburg. Both left on the base paths. That's followed up by a run across for Randolph-Macon in the top of the 4th. You look back at a missed opportunity. Home half the 3rd. Wonder what that did to potentially add on to some RMC momentum that then translated to a run top of the 4th. So this becomes an ever important bottom half of an inning for Lynchburg. Trying to get some of that momentum back on your side and lead off double exactly the way you wanted to have it start. One. Neves had a fastball, but underneath it, sent out to right field. Couple steps in, Hunter Cole there to make the grab. Neves back to the dugout. Alvanos steps to the left-handed batter's box. Second baseman's 0 for 1 with a pop out to third. And Alvanos caught the worst of a play that brought it close to the top half of the 4th. Officially to go down as a 5-4-3 double play. But after Collins fielded at third, throw to second was clean, and as Alvanos was starting to make the throw to first, ultimately got the throw off. Lincoln Lumpson, the runner trying to advance to second, took a hard slide into Alvanos. They ruled it runner's interference. It was an inning-ending double play. And now Alvanos with a chance. Put Lynchburg in the scoring column for the first time today. First pitch swinging, hard line drive, foul up the first base line, which brings my attention to first base coach Oscar Garcia. I've been told, insider information, it's not Skittles today. Instead, watermelon Sour Patch Kids. You reach for the Hornets, there is still some candy to get from Coach Garcia, just not Skittles today. Furman tries to attack the inside corner. Misses the plate, count even at 1-1. Lynchburg, a team that has embraced an approach with players standing all over the plate. Trying to take away that inside corner and barrel up pitches on the outer half. Because of that, Lynchburg has seen a lot of hit-by pitches this season. Breaking ball, nicked into the glove of Lubson. Count to 1-2. But compounding that point, if you're a pitcher and you feel confident, attack that inside corner, and you can do it with consistency, that is a place to really attack hitters and make them feel uncomfortable. We'll see if Furman is up for that task. One-two, breaking ball, driven out towards right field. Over, Hunter Cole does it again. Another diving grab for Hunter Cole. Alvanos down for out number 2. Mirroring exactly what Cole did to Holden Fiedler last inning. Not bad for a guy who leads the conference with 6 home runs. Showcasing what he can do with the leather today. That makes it that much more challenging. Lynchburg seemingly needing a run to try to get some of that momentum back. Gavin Collins with a man trying to come through in a big spot. 2 away. Garrett Jackson still on at second. First pitch of the at-bat misses down below the knees. Collins 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Near the bag at second is Lautenschlager. Keeping Jackson honest. The rest of the defense plays straight away. Nice off-speed pitch for Furman. Drops it in for a called strike. Collins, a native to Clifton, Virginia. Last season, 302 average, 36 RBIs. Talks about Collins winning Freshman of the Year for the ODAC last season. Key part of the mix for why the Hornets were able to go all the way and win the conference. Picked to do so again this season. Furman set. Goes fastball. Induces a pop-up, foul territory. Johnson over. Makes the grab. Leadoff double squandered for the Hornets. Jackson left stranded at second, aided by a fantastic defensive play from Hunter Cole to retire P.J. Alvenos. Lynchburg still looking for their first run of the day. We're through 4. When we come back, bring you the top of the 5th inning from Fox Field. Top of the 5th inning, top of the order coming to play for Randolph-Macon. Center fielder Spencer Petrozinski 0 for 2 so far today. Struck out in the first, reached on a D6 as a leadoff man in the third. Job for Batchmore, simply enough, keep it at a 2-0 score. Gave up a run last inning off the RBI double from Aaron Luntenschlager. A run prior came across in the second. RBI went to Lincoln Lubson on that occasion. And after having consecutive innings with the Hornets, squandering chances with runners on, and in specific, runners on in scoring position in both the 3rd and 4th inning. A 0 next to the Randolph-Macon line would do wonders here. Popped up behind home plate, and Lynchburg just runs out of real estate. Maybe a foot beyond the netting behind the dish. Newfound life of sorts for Petrozinski. See the solid crowd on hand at Fox Field. Beautiful day for baseball. It's the 2-1. Rolled to Collins at third. Sophomore. Airmails the throw, and he goes out of play. That's an extra base awarded to Petrozinski. 2-base E5. Now a runner on in scoring position for Hunter Cole, who 1 for 2 today. The single came in the first inning, but really it's what Cole's done defensively. Robbing extra bases from Holden Fiedler in the 3rd, then P.J. Alvenos in the 4th. Has been a huge part of the difference so far and why Lynchburg still looking for their first run today. Breaking ball. And for a called strike, and Hunter Cole saw 3 of those. His last time up, swung through all 3, and went down as the 4th strikeout victim of now 5 on the afternoon for Batchmore. See if Cole is sitting on that breaking ball here. The 0-1, Cole shows bunt, pulls back. Batchmore left it low and away. Count even at 1-1. Cole again shows bunt. Tries to lay it up the third base line. Unable to do so successfully. Count now 1-2. Batchmore searching for a huge strikeout here. Heading the count 1-2. Elevated fastball. Cole lays off. Count even at 2. And Cole, a transfer from VMI. Chance to try to push this lead up to 3-0. Close miss for Batchmore, but a miss nonetheless to make it a full count. That's such a tough spot as a pitcher because Cole is a bat you respect enough that you don't want to go right at him. 3-2. Fastball. Sent out towards left field. Avery Neves charges in and makes the grab for out number 1. And that is a huge first out, especially with that ball going out to left, because it's the same fly ball, but it goes out to right. Could open up the door for Petrozinski to try to tag and advance to third. Instead, out to left. It's not really a question. 1-on-1 down now for Ethan Iannuzzi. Left fielder 0 for 2, struck out looking, then flew out to center. Back pick towards second. Sliding in safely is Petrozinski. Iannuzzi so far this season, 20 RBIs. Already watches the breaking ball down below the knees. Iannuzzi did not play a season ago. Takes this pitch in at the knees for a called strike. And prior to that, only 2 games played in 2019-2020. Hit .333 through that small sample size. So this year serving as the first real test of game action. And you can see the confidence Coach Hendrick has in Iannuzzi hitting the middle of the order. Iannuzzi waits on this pitch. Drives it foul, first base side. Southpaw set. Breaking ball into left field. Petrozinski will hold at third. Runners at the corners after Ethan Iannuzzi picks up his first hit of the day and is aboard at first base. Lit up man Miles Webb step into the plate. Webb 0 for 2 so far this afternoon. It'll be interesting to see if Randolph-Macon decides to put Iannuzzi into motion. Iannuzzi 5 for 5 stolen base attempts this season. Does garner a throw over from Batchmore. He's back in time. It's in a spot where Petrozinski has so much speed over at third. You're forcing a catcher to either run the risk of, with a throw to second, Petrozinski could score, or you also have the chance to try to take away the double play. Pitch down in the dirt. The decision's made for Lynchburg. Wild pitch. Brings home Petrozinski and advances Iannuzzi up to second. Yellowjackets lead 3-0. That becomes the first wild pitch of the season for Jack Batchmore, and it comes at a costly time. Run across the top of the fifth. Randolph-Macon pushes the lead to 3. Still an RBI opportunity for Webb. 1-0. In on the hands, sent along at short. Charges in. The throw is in time. Iannuzzi does advance 90 feet, now stands at third. Randolph-Macon still in search for their first multi-run inning on the day. They'll take a base knock or an unforced error from the Hornets. Drive home Iannuzzi. Well, Haas to the plate, 0 for 2 with the ground out to short. Has also struck out. First pitch, curveball, cut on and missed. Will Haas, 258 average so far this year. Has 10 RBIs. Looking for number 11 here. It's 3 runs across, 6 hits, 1 error so far for Randolph-Macon. Lynchburg held scoreless to this point. 2 base knocks, a couple of errors in the field. Slow roller up the third base line. Collins waits and watches it go foul. Pitchers count 1-2. Batchmore with 5 Ks today, looking for number 6 here. Really, the focus is on keeping it at 3-0, and you come back with Ryan Long, Holden Fiedler, Carson Atkins scheduled to play. If you're a Lynchburg fan, you're hoping the bottom trio of the order creates some momentum and a run-scoring chance before the lineup card flips back over. Meanwhile, for Randolph-Macon, looking to play spoiler against the number 4 team in the country, who has beaten you 3 of the last 4 meetings. Deep drive, right field. Cam Lane falls down. Iannuzzi scores from third, and 2-run top of the 5th makes it 4-0 Randolph-Macon. Both runs this inning are unearned against Batchmore as Petrozinski reached on an error, and due to the error, Webb would have been out number 3. RBI double for Will Haas. He stands at second base. Carter Johnson looks to drive him in. Chases the first pitch, breaking ball. Trails in the count, 0-1. Now some action for Lynchburg in the bullpen. Travis Shoemate seemingly starting to get loose. Next pitch for Batchmore will be number 75 today. Fastball, inner half, driven right center field. Atkins races back to the wall and makes the catch on the warning track. Fox Fields holds in the deep drive from Carter Johnson, but the damage done. 2 across for the Yellowjackets here in the top of the 5th. We're halfway through. Randolph-Macon leads Lynchburg 4-0.
The biggest thing that I've taken from Westover is probably my interactions with faculty. I started working with Dr. Fryer. He's always available for help, and he makes sure that I get to do the experiments and not just be there while he does them. I didn't want to limit myself when I came here to just taking the prereqs for med school. I wanted to get a full, well-rounded education, and I definitely found that in the Westover program. It's given me the opportunity to keep playing soccer at a competitive level, but also it's given me the ability to be a student and to pursue other activities such as EMS. 100% do Westover because it's not something they're going to regret, and it's going to be a lot of work, but so is everything else. It's just going to help build their education that they've already had and make them a better person for it.
Home half the 5th inning sees Ryan Long, Holden Fiedler, Carson Atkins stepping to the plate as Lynchburg looking to cut into the 4-run deficit that only grew wider with 2 across in the top of the 5th for Randolph-Macon. First pitch from Furman, belt high, and a called strike 1. Long so far today, 1 for 1. Was a leadoff man in inning number 3. With Lynchburg at the plate and picked up a single on the occasion. In on the hands of Long. Shortstop turns on it, sends it foul. Up the third baseline. So with Long with one of the 2 hits we've seen so far today for Lynchburg, and ironically enough, they've come the last 2 innings and they've both been the leadoff batter. Long in the 3rd, Jackson with a double to start the bottom of the 4th. Lynchburg unable to come through with both those leadoff runners reaching. It's another one of those occasions where I know Coach Lucas Jones in the dugout is looking at that and frustrated with that stat. Long frozen, strikeout number 3 for Cam Furman. First backwards K on the day for the righty. And he's retired 4 in a row. A Lynchburg order. And now we'll take on Fiedler for a second time. The catcher 0 for 1 with a fly out to right field. It was a deep drive, followed up by a fantastic defensive play made by Hunter Cole. First pitch swinging, fastball, hit up the first base line. Webb lays out, Furman covering the bag there to complete the 3-1 putout. Fiedler becomes out number 2.
Now batting, center fielder, number 12, Carson Atkins.
So Carson Atkins to the plate after Fiedler retired on the first pitch he sees. Atkins reached on an E5 back in the 3rd. He was the second of 2 runners to be left on the base paths. Give a ton of credit to Cam Furman. Pitch counts in a healthy spot at 49 so far. And is an out away from putting himself in line for the win. He hasn't relied on the strikeouts, just 3 so far today, and done a good job. Mostly pitching to soft contact. Has certainly gotten some help from Hunter Cole and right, but every other ball put in play has been rather routine. And Carson Atkins represents a full second time through the lineup card against Furman. 1-1. A close miss. Moves the count to 2-1. Atkins hitting north of 300 before today's contest. Atkins watches this pitch miss down and outside. Count swells to 3-1. After Atkins, the lineup card will turn back over to Cam Lane, who's had a tough start to this day. At the plate, 0 for 2 so far. (3-1) misses inside. It's a 5-pitch walk issued to Atkins, the first base on balls issued by Cam Furman.
Now batting, right fielder, number 34.
And pitching coaches will tell you walks are bad in general, but especially those that come as the leadoff man or with 2 outs. Don't want to have a prolonged inning. Pitching coaches seemingly remember every single time an extended inning comes back to hurt you as the pitcher. Furman looking to avoid that here. Lane 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Atkins has plenty of speed at first, and it leads to throw over from Furman. And on that note, Atkins 4 for 5 on stolen base attempts this year. In between swing for Lane, they'll say that he went around. Lane, a senior from Manassas, Virginia. Takes this pitch down and inside. Atkins tries to move up in advance and is tagged down and out by Grayson Bush. Great throw from Lincoln Lubson. Tag applied seemingly by Bush. And Coach Hendrick out from the dugout. They're going to say Lane was hit by a pitch. Therefore, the throw down to second is null and void. Coach Hedrick looking for an explanation. And they will confirm that call. Or at least they will meet to try to come to a final verdict. And now the call confirmed. Lane been hit by a pitch. Atkins safe at second. And Lane continues his streak of safely reaching in every game played this year for the Hornets. And now a very different story that is going to be sung as 2 on, 2 down for Logan Webster. Opportunity still ajar for the Hornets. Counter that to Randolph-Macon, thinking they were through the 5th, and Furman was in line for the win. Instead, they'll have to find at least one more out for that statement to still be true. First pitch to Webster, in on the inner half for a called strike. The DH 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts. Rolled over to third, tag applied by Johnson. 5 unassisted to retire Webster. A runner left on, once again, for Lynchburg. Hornets trail 4-0 as we step aside and come back with the top of the 6th. You're watching Lynchburg and Randolph-Macon on LHSN. Travis Shumate takes the mound for Lynchburg. And the righty will go toe-to-toe with Aaron Lottenschlager to lead things off. Then Lincoln Lubson, followed by Grayson Bush. This becomes Shumate's 9th appearance in the season. The righty's tossed 8 2/3 so far this year. 9 strikeouts to 3 walks, and opponents are hitting .212 against. And that, of course, marks the end of the day for Jack Batchmore. Lefty trailed or traversed through 5 innings. He gave up 4 runs, 2 of which are earned. And at this point, surrendered 7 hits. Issued 1 free pass and had 5 strikeouts through his start. So Lottenschlager, 1 for 1, also drawn a walk. The hit was an RBI double in the 4th. First pitch swinging and skied foul, first base side. We'll see how long Shumate stays on in this contest. It could be very much inning by inning basis. Fastball, outside corner, called strike 2. Shumate with the signs, the junior set. Breaking ball, plenty of bite. Left down in the dirt. Good eye from Lottenschlager. Shoemate's appearances have ranged from as short as a third of an inning all the way out to 2 1/3. That came against the York Spartans in game 1 of a 3-game weekend set. Back to the curveball. Shoemate freezes Lautenschlager, and the second baseman for RMC knew it immediately. Backwards K to start the afternoon for Travis Shoemate. Leadoff man down to start inning number 6. Lincoln Lubson had a good day offensively, 2 for 2, including an RBI double in the second. Randolph-Macon looking to push runs across in the third consecutive frame. Curveball outside corner and a called strike 1. Working exclusively from the stretch, Shoemate deals fastball, leads to a line drive, snared by Gavin Collins over at third. 2 pitches, all that's needed to retire Lubson for the first time this afternoon. Now Grayson Bush to the plate. 0 for 2. Couple of ground outs. They call it the hot corner for a reason. Collins playing a little further behind the bag. A little bit more reaction time, but nonetheless, there to snag the missile in his direction. First pitch to Bush, and on his hands and popped up behind home plate. Bush has started all 16 games this year. 380 average, and much like Lynchburg has with Carson Atkins, this 9-hole hitter, at least statistically, really serves as a nice way to continue the momentum and flip through the lineup card with ease. The 0-2. Curveball downstairs. Had to think Bush was sitting on that one. And if the Yellowjackets shortstop reaches on deck, leadoff man Petrozinski. Back to the curveball and through on the left side. 2-out single for Grayson Bush. Extends the top half of the 6th inning. Hit number 8 today for Randolph-Macon. Petrozinski to the plate for the 4th time. 0 for 3. Struck out his first time up, then reached on a pair of errors, E6 in the 35 last inning. That error from Collins last inning, the reason why the 2 across in that inning were unearned against the starter Batchmore. Toss to first, Bush back in time. Bush this year is 5 for 6 on stolen base attempts. First pitch of the AB finds the outside corner. Another throw over. Bush once again back in time. And for Shoemate, 3-pitch arsenal. 4-seam fastball, curveball, and a changeup. Again, tosses to first. And once again, Bush back safely. Lynchburg has yet to be beaten at home. Lots of work left to do today if they want to keep that statement alive. Shallow blooper, right field, and down for a base knock. Moving all the way up to third is Grayson Bush. Runners at the corners with 2 down. First hit today for Petrozinski. To quote the Hall of Famer Joe Morgan, hit it where the defense isn't. That's exactly what Petrozinski did there. Not a really hard hit, and actually looking at him at first base, shaking that right hand. I imagine that came with a fair amount of sting behind it. But after retiring the first 2 he faced, Shoemate surrenders a pair of singles. Associate head coach Travis Beasley out to the mound and will take the baseball. We have a pitching change, so we will step aside. Come back and tell you about the new arm for Lynchburg Hornets. Looking to get out of the 2-man, 2-out jam here here in the top of the 6th.
I was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
Adam Doffelmeyer takes the mound. He'll go toe-to-toe with Hunter Cole, who has made a pair of defensive plays like the one you just saw out in right field today. And on top of that, how about 1 for 3 at the plate? The single comes in the first inning, also stole second while on the base paths. Cole, so far this season, has the stats to showcase one of the best players inside the ODAC, and his play today has certainly lived up to that billing. Adam Doffelmeyer takes the mound for the Hornets. Today becomes appearance number 8 on the season, a 7.20 ERA for Doffelmeyer. 10 innings tossed, 6 strikeouts to 6 walks. And this feels like a left-on-left specialist spot. Doffelmeyer versus Cole. More arms getting loose currently for Lynchburg. Healthy lead off the bag at first for Pendrzinski. Breaking ball finds the outside corner. The other runner on over at third is Grayson Bush. The Yellowjackets have created this opportunity with 2 away in the inning. Looking to push a run across for the 3rd consecutive chance at the plate. The 0-1 cut on and missed, and that's been the approach so far today. Batchmore was going breaking ball early and often against Cole. Doffelmeyer got the same memo. The 0-2. Well off the outside corner. So the pitcher's count, ball and 2 strikes. Lynchburg defensively playing straight away against the lefty Cole. One, two, breaking pitch, waved at and missed. And Cole down on strikes for the 2nd time today. First punch out for Doffelmeyer, 7th overall for the Lynchburg pitching staff, and a huge punch out to navigate through the 2-on, 2-out jam. Doffelmeyer keeps it at 4-0. So we step aside and come back with the bottom of the 6th inning. Hornets looking to get on the scoring column for the first time today.
Look what you're missing.
It really don't matter to me, I'm just happy to be here, I might go crazy.
Bottom of the sixth inning, Cam Furman retakes the mound and will go toe-to-toe with Garrett Jackson, Avery Neves, and P.J. Alvanos, looking to preserve his shutout. Only surrendered 2 hits today, one of which was to Jackson. First pitch swinging, the first baseman drives it out to right field. Hunter Cole tracks back and makes the catch in front of the gravel on the warning track to retire Jackson for out number 1.
Now batting, left fielder number 30, Avery Neves.
Neves returns to the dish, 0 for 2 so far today. Lynchburg, a team hitting .293 at home this year versus .244 on the road. Juxtaposed to Randolph-Macon, a ERA north of 5 on the road, down to 2 at home. Today, it has played like the opposite of the current setting, at least statistically. Furman's been stellar on the mound, and specifically against this middle portion of the order. How about against Neves, Alvanos, and Collins? 0 for 6, the 4 through 6 portion of the Lynchburg order. And there are not many teams that can say they've shared that type of success against Lynchburg this season. Even the squads who have beaten the Hornets, outside of the loss, 1-0 at Averett, Hornets offense been able to put together a fair amount of runs and at least keep it close, keep it interesting. That was the case, 8-7 loss against Greensboro. A loss against number 7 Birmingham Southern, first loss of the year, 12-3 final. 3-1 the count to Neves. Takes the pitch. Down below the knees, so I apologize. Now it is 3-1. Correction, 3-2. Sorted out here both in the booth and on the scoreboard. Full count to Avery Neves, looking to reach for the first time today. Fastball. Sent out towards deep right center field. Cole in front of the wall. Has just enough real estate to make the grab. Deep drives for Neves. Turns into a long, loud out number 2.
Now batting, second baseman number 18, P.J. Alvanos.
P.J. Alvanos back to the plate. Looking for his first base knock. Popped out to third, flew out to right. First pitch from Furman, misses high and outside. Now Alvanos watches this one on the outside corner, evens the count, and 1-1. We talked about this being 83rd all-time meeting between these two squads. Last time, Randolph-Macon won on Fox Field. Way back on April 8th of 2018. 7-4 final score. 1-2, down and inside. Evens the count at 2-2. Furman tries to attack the inside corner, just misses the inner black. Close miss. Now Alvanos looking to prolong the 6th frame and bring Gavin Collins to the plate. Yellowjackets shaded over to the pull side for Alvanos. 3-2 down the right field line, and it's through. Cole won't be able to reach this one. He does once he gets the warning track, and strong throw keeps it at a single. 2-out base knock for Alvanos, just the 3rd hit today for Lynchburg. That will bring Gavin Collins to the plate. And even on a plate like that, talking about Hunter Cole, he's made a couple of stellar diving grabs. But on that one, covering a ton of ground towards his glove side and holds it as single as opposed to extra bases. Which more often than not, Hard hit ball up the right field line. You're thinking that's a double insured, but Cole thinking a little differently. And Alveno's forced to hold at first. 0-1 to Collins, low and away. Third baseman today, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop out to third. Now Farm misses down in the dirt. Righty up to 72 pitches so far today. Doesn't appear to be any action in the Yellowjackets bullpen. Two-one, nicked into the glove of Lubson. Two's across the scoreboard with a 2-2 count and 2 down. Not a very large lead for Alvenos, off from first. Collins rolls over the fastball, top to short. Bush comes up firing and sets down Collins 6-3 for out number 3. Alvenos left on the base paths. Fourth consecutive inning, Lynchburg has left a runner on. 4-0 your score as we step aside and come back with the top of the 7th from Fox Field.
Look what you're missing.
It really don't matter to me. I'm just happy to be here. I might go crazy.
Another call to the bullpen for the Lynchburg Hornets. This time answering the call, Wesley Arrington. Tall right-handed arm comes out of the pen and becomes the 4th pitcher to be used today for Lynchburg, a junior from Castlewick, Virginia. And this marks appearance number 2 of the season for Arrington. First out of the pen. He tossed 4 innings in a start and a loss last Tuesday against Greensboro. 4 strikeouts to 2 walks in that start against the Pride. And Arrington marks the end of the line for Adam Dolphmeyer. Got the final out. Top of the 6th. There was a strikeout, so his line reads as a third of an inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Talking more about Arrington. 9 appearances, 8 starts, a 1-1 record last year. 21 2/3 innings pitched. There's 11 strikeouts
Now batting, left fielder.
with a 4.57 ERA for Arrington. The job here for the junior, keep it at a 4-0 score and get your offense back to the plate. Arrington will go toe-to-toe with Ethan Iannuzzi, Miles Webb, and Will Haas. If anywhere to reach, you'd see the third baseman Carter Johnson. Step to the plate, first pitch swinging, line to Alvenos at second. Iannuzzi is now 1 for 4 on the day. 1 pitch, 1 out. Miles Webb steps to the plate, 0 for 3 so far today. Arrington misses high and outside. Count starts at 1-0 to Webb, sophomore from Norfolk, Virginia. It's a 10-game hit streak for Webb. In jeopardy of seeing that come to a close this afternoon. First baseman ahead in the count, though, 2-0. That'll certainly help. 2-0, fastball, pumped down the heart of the plate for a called strike. Off the end of the bat. And the hit streak will extend for Miles Webb. Now 11 consecutive games with a base knock for the first baseman. And mirroring the single we saw last inning from Petrozinski. Doesn't have to be overly hard hit. Just got to find the soft spot of the defense. Webb aboard at first. One down, Will Haas. Back to the plate. DH 1 for 3 and an RBI double his last time up. That came in the 5th. We do have a defensive change to catch you up on. Josh Jorman, now the first baseman for the Hornets. And Garrett Jackson has shifted over to play third. Gavin Collins moving to play short. The new infield for Lynchburg: Jackson, Collins, Alvenos, Jorman from left to right. Throw to first. Back in time is Webb. Arrington comes set, then to the plate, powers the fastball past Haas to make it a 1-2 count. Scheduled to come to the plate in the bottom of the 7th is 7-8-9 for Lynchburg. Mirrors what we were saying at this point in the top of the 5th. Lynchburg can get through this inning with a 0 on the board. Send that bottom 3 of the order to the plate. Create a run-scoring chance potentially for the top of the lineup card. That could be a pathway back into this one for the Hornets, who currently trail 4-0. 1-2 pitch finds the inside corner. Haas goes down looking. First strikeout of the day for Wes Arrington. 8th overall for the Lynchburg pitching staff. A big second out to the top of the 7th. Carter Johnson returns to plate, looking to prolong the top of the 7th inning. First to throw to first. Johnson's gone 1 for 3 so far. Single came around to score in the 4th. Johnson shows bunt, pulls back. Maybe saw the defensive adjustments, trying to keep the new third baseman Garrett Jackson honest over at the hot corner. Additionally, Johnson, left-handed batter's box, playing with a step advantage. Not showing bunt here. Instead, ground ball to second. Alvenos fields, fires the throw to first in time for out number 3. Runner left on for Randolph-Macon, but back-to-back innings with a 0 next to the Yellowjackets line for the Hornets pitching staff. We'll step aside and come back with the bottom of the 7th. Lynchburg trailing 4-0 to Randolph-Macon. Call to the bullpen for Randolph-Macon. Cole Sneed comes out to take over on the bump. That marks the end of the day for Cam Furman. Starter for Randolph-Macon travels through 6 innings, surrenders just 3 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 1 hit batter with 3 strikeouts for Furman. He is in line for the win. Picked up a quality start to go with it. Sneed takes over on the mound. Righty makes his 7th appearance on the year. Has tossed through 8 innings, 3.38 ERA so far this year. 8 strikeouts to just 1 walk. And to start his day, Sneed will take on Josh Jorman. We saw him take over at first base in the top half of this inning. Jorman gets his first opportunity at the plate. Takes the first pitch breaking ball off the outside corner. Start the count at 1-0. After Jorman will be Holden Fiedler, then Carson Atkins. And if anywhere to reach, we'd see the top of the order in the form of Cam Lane. 1-0. This is in the same spot. It's the same result. And hitters count at 2 balls and no strikes. Jorman officially 1 for 2 at the plate this year. Takes over for Ryan Long, who went 1 for 2 at the plate in this contest. 2-0 finds the zone to make it 2-1. Jorman slices it the other way, sends it foul up the left field line. Sneed bounces back after falling behind 2-0 to work it back to an even count at 2-all. Sneed set, elevates with the fastball, and Jorman lays off, and we'll see a 3-2 pitch. Lynchburg looking to avoid a 3rd consecutive midweek loss. Back on the 8th of March, it was at the hands of the Avery Cougars. Last week it was against the Greensboro Pride, all with weekend sweeps along the way. 3-2, yellow light swing, Jorman down on strikes. Punch out to start the day for Cole Sneed, and now he'll see Holden Fiedler, the catcher, 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. Just the 4th strikeout so far today for the Randolph-Macon pitching staff. Before today, Yellowjackets averaging nearly 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. First pitch in for a called strike. Fiedler, senior from Henrico, Virginia, had a 3-hit showing game 1 of a doubleheader against Washington and Lee. Did not start game 2, but did have a pinch hit showing. Picked up a double lone official AB. Curveball makes it 0-2. All total 3-game hit streak for Fiedler. Hits in 4 of his last 5. We'll have to battle here down in the count 0-2. Sneed tries to go inside corner with the breaking pitch. Just misses the zone. Sneed shakes off the first sign he got from Lubson. Now comes the plate. The 1-2 curveball. Fiedler sits on it, sends it out to left, laying out Ethan Iannuzzi. Another stellar play for the Randolph-Macon defense. With a flash of the leather, there's 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. Saw a couple of fantastic plays made by Hunter Cole, and now Iannuzzi gets into the mix. And Carson Atkins back to the plate. 0 for 1. Drew a walk his last time up. Fastball back to the screen. Start the count at 0-1. talking about the stellar defense we've seen so far, specifically from the Yellowjackets outfield. Biggest beneficiaries of that, Cam Furman and now Cole Sneed. Those two, at least dinner to the likes of Cole and Iannuzzi in my books. Curveball sent to third, picked up by Johnson. Throw to first in time. Sneed sends Lynchburg down 1-2-3 in the home half of the 7th inning and keeps it at a 4-0 ball game. 7 innings deep, stepping aside to come back with the top of the 8th between the Hornets and the Yellowjackets on LHSN.
When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities, learning from athletic trainers and working closely with our student athletes. In the Graduate Cadaver Lab, you'll learn about the human body in the best way possible, by actually studying the human body. This will provide a foundation to make you a much better athletic trainer. In the athletic training laboratory, you'll get hands-on experience, practicing your skills, applying concepts from the classroom, and working with faculty on research projects. It's also where our hydrotherapy facilities are. This space is also used by students for studying.
Top of the 8th inning from Fox Field. Wes Arrington out for a second inning of action. And we'll take on the 7-8-9 portion of the Randolph-Macon order. That's Aaron Lautenschlager, Lincoln Lubson, and Grayson Bush scheduled to play. Lautenschlager so far today, 1 for 2. Also drawn a walk. Shows bunt on the first pitch he sees. Count starts at 0-1. Hit for Lautenschlager, an RBI double. Bring across the run in the 4th. Last time up, went down on strikes. And that was the first out recorded by Travis Shoemate. Shoemate then gave way to Adam Doffelmeyer. Then we saw Wes Arrington take over on the mound in the 7th. Retakes the bump in the 8th. Attacks the outside corner and gets a called strike 2. The minimum +1 for Arrington in his first frame of work. Started a 1-out single to Miles Webb. Pitched around it by having Will Haas strike out looking. Then Carter Johnson grounded out to second. 1-2. Rolled out to Jackson at third. Throw to first. Not in time. 11th hit of the day for Randolph-Macon. An infield single for Lautenschlager. That'll bring Lincoln Lubson back to the plate. Take another look. Tough play for Jackson to make, especially after you consider he started this game out at first. Still able to make it a bang-bang play up the line. Lubson 2 for 3 this afternoon. Retired last time up on a line drive to then third baseman Gavin Collins. Now at short. Before that, an RBI double in the 2nd and a single in the 4th for Lubson. To another count to Lubson. Freshman from Williamsburg, Virginia. Did not play over the weekend against Guilford. Went 1 for 3 in the 2 games against Washington and Lee. Lubson senses up the left field line and continues to have a day at the plate. Lautenschlager waved around third. No throw to the dish. RBI double, second of the game for Lincoln Lubson, and it makes it 5-0 Yellowjackets.
Now batting, shortstop number 9, Grayson Bush.
Couple of base knocks to start out the top of the 8th inning for Randolph-Macon. A single from Lautenschlager, who comes around to score on the RBI double from Lubson. That brings Grayson Bush back to the plate. 1 for 3 so far today is the shortstop. Bush shows bunt, sends it back to Arrington. Throw to first is in time, but the sac bunt does its job. Lubson moves up 90 feet, stands at third base with just 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. 1-3 put out for those keeping track at home. RBI opportunity goes to the center fielder, Spencer Petrozinski. Petrozinski so far today picked up his first hit last time up. 1 for 4 all told. Infield will play in for Lynchburg. Slider finds the outside corner. Count starts at 0-1. Leg kick in the 0-1. Hit hard out towards straightaway center field. It'll get past Carson Atkins and roll all the way to the wall. Scoring with ease is Lubson. Rounding second on his giddy up trying to get to third. Petrozinski will slide in safely. RBI triple for the Yellowjackets center fielder makes it 6-0 Randolph-Macon. And a trip to the mound for associate head coach Travis Beasley, and he signals the bullpen. We will have a pitching change. We'll step aside and come back and tell you about the new arm for the Hornets when we come back. Randolph-Macon up 6-0 over Lynchburg.
Hi, Mara Willis. How are you? Pretty good.
A lot of people go to the universities to find something to be a part of while getting their education. And when you come here, Lynchburg is that something, it becomes a family. It doesn't matter how long ago you had your professor, they still remember you and they remember all of the hard work that you put in. They're always there for you and they always want to do the best that they can to help you succeed. Here you learn how to love one another regardless of what's going on or what you believe. You leave here better than what you came in. It's what this school's really good at doing.
Coming out of the commercial break, Yellowjackets are fired up. That's Spencer Petrozinski out at third base, coming off the RBI triple to make it a 6-0 Yellowjackets lead over the Hornets, and that leads to associate head coach Travis Beasley making the call to the bullpen and calling on the name Angel Collazo. Heading out to the bump, the lefty makes his 6th appearance on the season. Junior from Cary, North Carolina. Last time out, did not record an out against Greensboro. Did give up an earned run in that appearance. Before that, it was 2/3 of an inning in Game 3 of a series against York. Also pitched in Game 1, went 2 2/3 of an inning in Game 1 of that series as well. Numbers for Collazo: 10.13 ERA, 2 2/3 innings pitched on the season, 2 strikeouts to 1 walk. Infield will play in. First pitch curveball, cut on and missed. And it's been lefties exclusively working against Hunter Cole. Got a couple of at-bats against the starter Batchmore. Then when he returned to the plate in the 6th, Adam Doffelmeyer was called on to get the matchup against Cole, and that was the only hitter that Doffelmeyer saw. Curveball, Cole out in front of it here. Sends it foul, now trails in the count 0-2. And now the call to the pen for Collazo. Have to think in large part with Cole stepping back to the plate. Right fielder's going 1 for 4 today. And drive home the 7th run of the afternoon for Randolph-Macon via base knock or a productive out. 0-2, caught on and missed. Left-on-left matchups have been a huge part of the success Lynchburg pitching staff when trying to contain what Hunter Cole can do at the plate. That is a huge second out to the inning. That takes away the chance for a productive out, but Coach Beasley back out to the mound and will make another pitching change. We'll step aside and come back and tell you about the new arm for Lynchburg after this.
Look what you're missing.
It really don't matter to me. I'm just happy to be here. I might go crazy.
Kendrick Creasy answers the call from the bullpen, made by associate head coach Travis Beasley. And he comes on in relief for Angel Collazo, whose final line reads as a third of an inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, and one strikeout against Hunter Cole. Creasy will take on Ethan Iannuzzi. Left fielder is 1 for 4 today with a single and a run scored coming in the 5th. It's an RBI chance for Iannuzzi, as Petrosinski still on at third. First pitch breaking ball down in the dirt. Big block up there for Holden Fiedler. Forces Petrosinski to hold at third. The job here for Creasy, simple enough. Keep it at a 6-0 contest. Lynchburg still just 3 hits so far today compared to 13 for the Yellowjackets. That's helped plate 6 runs for RMC. 1-0 for Creasy. Back to the slider, misses down and outside to make it a hitter's count. 2 balls and no strikes. 7th appearance of the season for Creasy. He's tossed 3 2/3 so far. 6 strikeouts to 1 walk. Has not issued a run yet. And if Petrosinski scores, it will not go to Creasy. The righty delivers a fastball in the inner half for a called strike 1. Instead, that run would go to Wes Arrington. And that's the only thing preventing Arrington's line from being final. Tall righty went through an inning and a third, gave up 4 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout. Breaking pitch, finds the outside corner. 2's read across the scoreboard with a 2-2 count and 2 away. Lynchburg defense plays straight away against Iannuzzi. Yellowjackets left fielder reaches. Miles Webb, first baseman, is on deck. Creasy comes set. 2-2 slider, flared out towards shallow right field. P.J. Alvanos won't be able to cover the necessary ground. Bloop single does the job, and it brings home Petrosinski to make it 7-0, Randolph-Macon.
Now batting, first baseman number 18, Miles Webb.
And that will make the line for West Arrington final. With 3 earned runs. Charge to the righty. Those are the 3 runs that have come across here in the top of the 8th. First pitch, up and in to Miles Webb. Picked up a single his last time up. Now an 11-game hit streak for Webb. Throw over to first. It's a sizable lead for Iannuzzi, but he's back in time. Seven 0 Yellowjackets lead. Lynchburg in danger of dropping their 3rd consecutive midweek contest. Slider cut on a miss. Back pick up the first base line. The throw from Fiedler in time with the tag coming from Jorman for out number 3. Iannuzzi picked off 2-3 on the putout. That'll bring it close to the top of the 8th inning, but 3 runs across for the Yellowjackets. RBI is going to Lubson, Petrozinski, and Iannuzzi. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Randolph-Macon up 7-0. Wyatt Stanley called on out of the Randolph-Macon bullpen. Sophomore right-handed arm from Beaver Dam, Virginia. Stands at 6'4". Had 9 relief appearances last year with a .68 ERA, 15 strikeouts through 13 1/3 innings tossed. That was all last season. But for this year, Stanley, this becomes his 8th appearance. He holds a 1-1 record, a 1.08 ERA. He has thrown 8 1/3 innings so far. 8 strikeouts to 7 walks, and that really is a linchpin for this outing for Stanley. If he commands the strike zone, has plenty of stuff, and has what it takes to preserve the shutout bid that Randolph-Macon has put together so far. But if the command is erratic against the top of the order, Cam Lane to lead things off, and there is certainly an opportunity ajar for Lynchburg. Lane was hit by pitches last time up. That extended a streak of reaching safely in every game played this year for the right fielder. But Lane looking to extend what has been an 11-game hit streak for the senior. And starts by taking the first pitch high and inside. After Lane comes Logan Webster, then Garrett Jackson. Anywhere to reach, we'd see the cleanup man Avery Neves return to the plate. Stanley misses downstairs and falls behind 2-0. Randolph-Macon looking for the first win at Fox Field since 2018. Stanley falls behind 3-0. 3-0 count. We'll see if Lane has the green light. And again, given a near 1-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, might not get the chance to even get the bat off his shoulder, and that is exactly the case. Lane walks up the first base line via the base on balls. And that's just the 2nd walk issued today by the Yellowjackets pitching staff. 3rd free pass if you want to lump in a hit by pitch against the starter Cam Furman. The leadoff man is on. And going back earlier in this contest, Lynchburg squandered opportunities with the leadoff man reaching the third and the fourth. It was a single from Ryan Long in the third, then a double for Jackson in the fourth. But down to your final 6 outs, this is a spot Lynchburg cannot waste that type of opportunity again. 0-1 count to start against Webster. He's 0 for 3 today. Fastball. Webster behind on it. Pitchers count at 0-2. In the 0-2, Stanley goes fastball, pumps it past Webster. First strikeout today for Stanley. 5th overall for the Yellowjackets. And Webster back to the dugout now, 0 for 4 on the day. Jackson 1 for 3 of that leadoff double in the fourth we talked about. Looking to come through in a big spot. Give the Hornets another spark. Curveball crosses on the outside corner. And you can see the stuff is certainly there for Wyatt Stanley. Good velo on the fastball, line to bite on the breaking pitch. It just comes down to finding the zone, which Stanley does with the breaking ball to make it 0-2. After letting Cam Lane reach through the base on balls, missing on all 4, he tossed to the lefty. He has bounced back. Very nice way. Setting down Webster. Goes back to the curveball, and Jackson able to fight it off. We'll do it again at 0-2. After day, Lynchburg play host to Tufts on Friday afternoon, 3 p.m. first pitch. And then we'll hit the road on Saturday, take on Eastern Mennonite over the weekend. 0-2 off the outside corner. And real quick, the upcoming schedule for Randolph-Macon also sees contests with Tufts on Saturday and Sunday, 1 p.m. first pitch and then noon on Sunday, followed up by a contest next Tuesday at Virginia Wesleyan. 1-2 rolled back up the middle, fielded by Bush. The toss to second and the relay to first. Throw to first was in time, but an errant throw. You can't assume the double play, so no error. Instead, it's 6-4 fielder's choice that has Jackson aboard at first base, and it takes Cam Lane off the base paths. Most importantly for Randolph-Macon, it's the second out of the inning, and now the Hornets down to their final 4 outs on the afternoon. Avery Neves 0 for 3 today. Left fielder watches the first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 1. Neves entered .392 average coming to this contest. The Yellowjackets have had an answer. Curveball just off the inside corner. Healthy leadoff from first for Jackson. Back to the inside corner. This time Stanley finds the zone. Pitchers count 1-2. Loveson relays the signs. Stanley to the plate. Nasty bite on that slider. But a great eye from Neves. Works the count to an even state at 2-2. D's were to reach. P.J. Alvenos is the man on deck. Fastball golfed out towards deep left center field and out of here. Avery Neves, 2-run shot to make it 7-2, and don't close the door on the Hornets just yet. Third home run of the year for Avery Neves. That's good for a team best, and it becomes RBIs 17 and 18 on the season, and the Hornets will not be shut out. That will bring P.J. Alvenos to the dish. Lynchburg looking to mount a 2-out rally. Alvenos 1 for 3 today. First pitch, inside corner and a called strike 1. Stanley now attacks the outside corner, moves out in front 0-2. Alvenos now forced to battle, chokes up on the bat. A little behind on the fastball, but lives to see another 0-2 offering. Currently a 7-2 score. This would mark the second lowest run production in a game this year for Lynchburg. They were shut out when they lost at Averett, on March 8th. And then today's 2 runs, if the game were to go final right now, would be the next lowest run output. Then you have the 12-3 loss against Birmingham Southern as the next lowest entry. 1-2, cut on and missed. Alvenos goes down as the second punch-out victim against Wyatt Stanley. Lynchburg does get 2 on the board thanks to a 2-run shot from Avery Neves, his 3rd long ball of the season. We've made it through 8. We'll step aside and come back with the top of the 9th. You're watching Lynchburg and Randolph-Macon on LHSN.
Look what you're missing.
It really don't matter to me. I'm just happy to be here. I might go crazy.
Top of the 9th inning, another pitching change for the Hornets. Joe Horowitz comes out of the pen. Tall right-handed arm relieves Kendrick Creasy, who went through an inning of, or a third of an inning, excuse me, gave up 1 hit. No earned runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Horowitz will go toe-to-toe with Miles Webb, Whale Haas, Carter Johnson. At least those are the 3 scheduled to plate for Randolph-Macon. First pitch of the day, in for strike 1. Horowitz picked up 2 appearances last season. This becomes his 4th appearance of the year. Last time we saw Horowitz was in an 8-6 win on March 5th against the York Spartans. 0-1, cut on a miss to make the count 0-2. And in that appearance against the Spartans, Horowitz goes a third of an inning, gives up 2 earned runs, and that inflates the ERA to where it is now at 15.43. 0-2, low and away. Some of the rest of the numbers for Horowitz this year. 1 strikeout to 5 walks, certainly a ratio he would like to see improve this afternoon, and opponents are hitting .300 against. 1-2, misses in the same spot to even the count at 2-all. Webb today, 1 for 4. That hit came his last time up in the 7th. Two-two slider breaks too far off the outside corner, runs the count to 3-2. Good battle put together by Miles Webb after falling behind 0-2. Works it back to a full count. Payoff pitch. Popped up. It's going to stay in the infield. Jorman over from first, makes the grab for out number 1. Will Haas step into the plate. Also wanted to make note. And right about an hour's time from now, we'll be getting underway with men's lacrosse, the number 7 team in the country, playing host the Tough Jumbos, number 3 squad across the nation. Hope to have you with us for that heavyweight national battle. Two of the best men's lacrosse programs in the country. Here at baseball, Horwitz misses high and outside with a fastball. Haas 1 for 4 at an RBI double back in the 5th. Horwitz at the belt. Goes to the fastball. Crosses by at the knees to even the count of 1-1. Another fastball. Another called strike. Horwitz becomes 7th pitcher today for Lynchburg. Bashmore, the starter, travels through 5. Then it was 2/3 of an inning for Shoemate, a third of an inning for Doffalmayo, inning and a third for Arrington, third of an inning for Collazo, and a third of an inning for Kendrick Creasy. 2-2 the count to Haas. And the job here for Horwitz is keep it at a 7-2 score. You got the 2-run home run from Avery Neves to make it interesting. Cut the deficit down to 5. Inside corner, Horwitz finds the edge and gets a called strike 3. Haas down looking for the 2nd consecutive trip to the plate. And he becomes out number 2 to the top of the 9th. That becomes the 10th strikeout of the day for the Lynchburg pitching staff. Carter Johnson back to the plate, 1 for 4 today. Shows bunt, lays it up the third base line. Jackson charging in, the throw to first, in time for out number 3. Joe Horwitz comes out of the pen and tosses a 1-2-3, top of the 9th to keep it at a 7-2 score. We'll step aside and come back with the home half of the frame, get our first, or see if the Hornets can respond, do anything with their final 3 outs. Bottom of the 9th inning, Lynchburg down to their final 3 outs. It'll be Gavin Collins, Joseph Jorman, and Holden Fiedler step into the plate. Wyatt Stanley stays on the mound for Randolph-Macon. First pitch on the way to Collins, misses high and inside. Collins goes 0 for 3, strikeout, pop out, ground out. 2 runs for Lynchburg come across last inning. Going to keep momentum on their side and put together a necessary 5-run bottom of the ninth to force extras. 6-run ninth inning would walk it off for the Hornets, and you know college baseball, quite literally anything is possible. It's the 2-0 crosses on the inside corner to make it 2-1. Stanley set, back to the fastball, sent to the screen to make it 2-2. First full inning of work for Wyatt Stanley. Gives up the 2-run home run to Neves. And really the issue, the trouble really comes to arise after the leadoff walk to Cam Lane. Put a runner on, bounced back with a good strikeout against Logan Webster, and then the fielder's choice took one runner off, but another on. And then the 2-run home run from Neves. He's a good player. He's going to get his. Same can be said about Collins, who starts off the bottom of the ninth with a leadoff single. Josh Jorman back to the plate. His second AB. Went down on strikes his first time up. So Jorman now 1 for 3 officially on the season at the plate. First pitch of the at-bat, outside corner. Stanley gets the called strike. Mighty cut. Jorman comes up empty. And the count is 0-2. When Stanley's been able to pound the strike zone, he's gotten good results. Even on the home run to Neves, that was a pitch down in the zone that he had to go golf inside out to left center field. And if you're a pitcher, that's a result you can live with. You executed your pitch, a hitter just did his job. 1-2 the count to Jorman. Pitch on the outer half, sliced foul. It's a healthy lead for Collins over at first, but in the spot here, the Hornets don't want to run into any of the final 3 outs they have to give. Close miss for Stanley, just off the outside corner. Count even at 2-2. Long look in for Stanley. Shakes off a couple signs, and that'll lead to time being called by Jorman. As the sun sets on Fox Field, Lynchburg looking to keep their hopes alive. 2-2 on its way. Right side. Past Lautenschlager and into right field. Hunter Cole, fielding mishap. Collins waved around third. Score standing up. It's a single for Jorman, followed by an E9 that brings Collins around to score. So it's an unearned run to Wyatt Stanley. And that E9 is also what allows Jorman to move into scoring position at second. Holden Fiedler coming to the plate. This is now a 7-3 ball game. Fiedler 0 for 3, pair of flyouts, is also grounded out to first. Pitch low and outside, and it hits off the glove of Lubson. Jorman moves up a free 90 feet. Be ruled a pass ball. So if Jorman scored, it was already going to be something that didn't count as an earned run against Stanley, but now with the pass ball, it doubled down on that effect. 1-0 off the outside corner. Hitters count, 2 balls and no strikes. The intrigue continues to build here in Lynchburg, Virginia. 2-0, right down Broadway to make it 2-1. Fiedler, chance to pick up his 3rd RBI on the season. Randolph-Macon defensively playing straight away. Head up the first base side and out of play. Count now 2-2. After Fiedler comes Carson Atkins. Stanley at the chest. Fastball, outer half, driven to right field. RBI base knock for Holden. Fiedler makes it 7-4. Back-to-back 2-run innings for Lynchburg, and the Hornets hungry for more. And a trip out to the mound for Randolph-Macon. RBI single for Fiedler, the 7th hit of the day for Lynchburg, and it's Chris Corbett out of the mound. Former assistant coach at North Carolina Wesleyan, trying to settle down Wyatt Stanley and find the final 3 outs of this contest. Also, this is a move to potentially buy some time for an arm that is up and throwing in the Randolph-Macon bullpen. As whoever comes out of the pen for the Yellowjackets, this would become a save opportunity. As a reliever, you're taught, you need to be able to get hot quick. Trip to the mound supplies a little bit more time for that arm to potentially get loose and enter the contest. But for now, it's Stanley against Carson Atkins. Fiedler off from first. Curveball. Misses inside. Atkins is 0 for 2. Drew a walk in the 5th. His last time up, grounded out to 3rd. Same pitch, same result. Hitters count 2-0. After Atkins, the lineup card flips to the top of the order with Cam Lane on deck. Lubson sets up on the outside corner. Fastball down the heart of the plate to make it 2-1, mirroring where we were with Holden Fiedler when he picked up his base knock a hitter ago. Fastball high and outside. Tall righty comes set at the chest. Fastball down in the zone. Atkins fouls it away. And it's hard in this spot if you're Atkins taking on a pitcher like Stanley. Right on right, tall, lanky frame. And this pitch comes too far inside and hits Atkins. Unsure of exactly where that hit Atkins. My vantage point looked like maybe the wrist, but the center fielder is down and slow to get up. Second hit batter today for Lynchburg. And Fiedler will move up to second on the play. Athletic trainers out on the diamond. As Atkins gets some ice, looks like that pitch might have come in and grazed across the face of Atkins. As they continue to check on Atkins, we will take the moment to step aside. And when we come back, hopefully we'll see Carson Atkins up the first base line. If not, we'll tell you about the pinch runner for Lynchburg. Looking to make the comeback, trailing now 7-4 with 2 runs across in the bottom of the 9th.
Look what you're missing.
It really don't matter to me. I'm just happy to be here. I might go crazy.
for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready.
Welcome back to Fox Field. Carson Atkins, after being hit by a pitch, has returned to the Lynchburg dugout. Ethan Moratsky will run for him at first. 2 on, no outs. Tying run comes to the plate in the form of Cam Lane. This game continues to build an intrigue. They'll give Wyatt Stanley a couple of warm-up tosses to get his arm loose once more. But Moratsky will be the runner at first, has good speed. We've seen him out in right field a handful of times checking in for Cam Lane. So good speed on the base paths. Moratsky the runner at first. Fiedler, despite being a catcher, certainly runs well. Given his position status, he's the lead man at second. Cam Lane steps to the plate. 0 for 2 today, been hit by a pitch and also drawn a walk. Looking to extend a hit streak up to 12 games in a row. 2 runs already across here in the bottom of the ninth. The first scored on an E9, the second off an RBI single from Fiedler. Leg kick, turn to second for Stanley. Third baseman Carter Johnson playing even with the bag at the hot corner. And they are not holding on Moratsky at first. Pitch misses low and away. Checking in with the Randolph-Macon bullpen. Don't see any bodies throwing, but that might mean the arm is ready to go after the long pause from Carson Atkins being hit by a pitch. That new potential reliever might already be in the dugout. 1-0. Finds the outside corner to even the count. And I'd venture to say if Lane reaches in any capacity, you're likely to see a pitching change as the go-ahead plate would step to the plate in the form of Logan Webster. One offering. Misses off the outside corner. All 4 runs across for Lynchburg in the bottom of the 8th and now here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Trying to pull off very late game comeback. Another fastball from Stanley missing down and inside. Count swells to 3-1. After Lane, we'll see Logan Webster. Lane drives it out towards right field. They will hold Fiedler at third. Cole comes up firing. Single loads the bases. Fiedler up to third. Moratsky behind him at second. Cam Lane extends his hit streak to 12 consecutive games with a base knock and is on at first. And the go-ahead run scheduled to come to the plate with Logan Webster, but we will see a pitching change. Randolph-Macon make a move on the mound. This ends the day for Wyatt Stanley. We'll step aside and come back and tell you about the new arm for RMC when we come back. 7-4 your score. Hornets looking to complete the comeback when we come back.
Look what you're missing.
Lyle Holland gets the call from the bullpen and takes over on the bump. 7th appearance of the season for Holland and a potential first save. Stanley leads the way in that category for Randolph-Macon with 3, but unable to get one this afternoon as Stanley has his day come to a close, and Holland comes out of the pen a very different look from the right side. Velocity much slower, and it's much more of a sidearm angle for Holland compared to a 3/4 to over the top approach from Stanley. Breaking ball outside corner, and a cold strike 1 to Logan Webster. The bases are loaded, no outs. So Lynchburg does have some wiggle room and the opportunity to get productive outs like sac flies. Webster still looking for his first hit. Currently 0 for 4 on the day, struck out his last time up. Breaking pitch, low and inside, and they'll say it hit Webster. It's an RBI hit by pitch. Fiedler touches home plate. Atkins up to third. Lane behind him at second, and Webster aboard at first. Coach Hedrick comes out of the bullpen, or excuse me, the dugout first base side to talk it over with our home plate umpire, discussing what happened on that last pitch. It's now a 7-5 ball game. The go-ahead run stands at first base. Garrett Jackson back to the plate. 1 for 4 today. The hit was a double in the 4th. All 5 runs for the Hornets have come across over the last 2 innings. Curveball from Holland. Finds the outside corner. The count starts at 0-1. Holland at the chest. Curveball. Jackson pops it up. Stays around home plate. Infield fly rule in effect, and the catch is made by Lincoln Lubson. A huge first out of the inning gathered by Lyle Holland. Numbers for Holland, by the way, 7th appearance, 1.69 ERA through 5 1/3 innings tossed, 6 strikeouts on the season. Avery Neves to the plate for the second time in his many innings, had a 2-run shot. And that's what got the Lynchburg Hornets into the scoring column. The 2 runs across in the bottom of the 8th. Now 3 already scored here in the bottom of the 9th. And Coach Lucas Jones talking with Avery Neves. This is a spot here where don't want to try to do too much as a hitter at the plate. And I think that's the conversation focus for former All-American Lucas Jones. Neves looking to come through in a massive spot. A heavyweight battle at the top of the ODAC. Randolph-Macon 1 game back of Lynchburg before today's midweek clash. Holland misses downstairs. Before the 2-run home run, Neves was 0 for on the afternoon. Breaking pitch, finds the inside corner. Count even at 1-1. Baratsky, the lead runner at third. Has good speed, so a fly ball, sac fly. Certainly in play here to cut the deficit in half. 1-1. Neves can't square up the breaking pitch. Sends it to the screen. It's now 1-2. Everybody in attendance here at Fox Field hanging on to every pitch as it leaves the hand of Holland. Behind the runner at second is Lautenschlager. Randolph-Macon, though, plays straight away against Neves. Pitcher's count, 1-2. Curveball sent to left field. Back goes Iannuzzi. It's down in front of the wall. Moratsky scores. So does Lane. Touching home plate, Logan Webster makes it official. Walk-off, bases clearing, double. Avery Neves with 5 RBIs in the last 2 innings alone propels Lynchburg to the 8-7 win. Avery Neves, the hero, and the Hornets make it 4 wins over the last 5 meetings against Randolph-Macon and stay unbeaten at home, 12-0 when playing at Fox Field. Lynchburg improves to 15-3 on the season. The cherry on top of moving up to the number 4 rank in the country, a new program best on the other side. A heartbreaking defeat for Randolph-Macon, who falls to 12-4 on the season, and now 2 games back of the Hornets in the ODAC standings. Give you some final thoughts before we get out of here. Randolph-Macon, simply put, for 7 innings through, was the better team this afternoon. I think that's something that Yellowjackets should hang their hat on against the number 4 team in the country. It just came down to late game collapse and the pitching, the back half of the bullpen, not having it on today's occasion. Meanwhile, for Lynchburg, a ton of fight. 8 runs across in the 8th and 9th inning, and a ton of credit has to go to the bullpen late in the game. After the 3 runs earned, going to Wes Arrington in the 8th. Scoreless work from Angel Collazo, Kendrick Creasy, and Joe Horowitz, which feels like a very big top of the 9th 0 put next to the Yellow Jackets line. Well, that's going to do it for us at Fox Field. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and spending some time with us on your Tuesday afternoon. Hope to have you for the men's lacrosse battle. That's going to get underway in a little over 30 minutes from now. Final score, 8-7. Lynchburg completes a miraculous comeback and comes out on top for the 4th time of the last 5 meetings between these 2 squads. For my director, Thomas Murphy, my name's TJ Wingert, and for the rest of our LHSN broadcast crew, until next time, we are signing off.